Hello, welcome back to ABI-DOS. Last episode we finished up the signal normalizer. Took a while, took like 3 episodes I think. Which means that this episode we're moving on to the matrix reader. Now I just wanted to say that I've gone a lot further than I thought I would have gone in this game. Every single one of these I've solved, most without any outside help, some with some outside help, one of which had a ton of outside help. But nonetheless, I've solved most of these, and so rectangle test, and so oh sorry, I got distracted. I just want to say that it's really cool that I've been doing this. It gives me a lot of determination to actually continue on. Hopefully this means I'll be able to keep going. It looks like we have 9 remaining main levels, plus 7, meaning 16 more levels to go before finishing the game. And we'll see when that happens. We'll see, if eventually something good, not something good, we'll see eventually something happens, yeah. Now, I'm pretty sure we have about 1 more piece of lore to hit. Is this the, yeah, that's the screensaver. Can I open, what? Whoa. Whoa. Minority Reporter. Is this randomized? It's not randomized. Is it different for each save slot? No. Oh, this is a special challenge level. Very interesting. Alright, I guess we have 17 levels to go. Not 16. Okay. Alright. Also, what is this? What is this looking at? Is number 1. It's the signal duplicator. Okay, yeah. What was I gonna say? Pretty determined to keep going here. This will take pretty long. Each of these levels will maybe take like 3 episodes to solve, and a lot of them is gonna have nothing of any sort of value in them. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty boring, but hopefully it's fine. We'll see how. Anyway, let's look at Matrix Reader and see how it is. I was not spoiled on exactly what it was like, but a friend has told me that Matrix Reader is wild. So let's look at what it looks like. That is a Matrix Reader with no text. There's your text. Oh wow! What are these red lines? There's a pointer reader this time. Sets the U-bit's value to the position of the pointer from signal X. Alright, so it was signal 0. Set the value of the bit to this number down here. We have a total of 671 possible pointer positions. 672 including the value 0. Okay, let's see what they want from us, I guess. The heck? What do I have? 5? What the heck? Wait. What the... okay. We have 1 signal that gives us anything. The rest of the signals don't do anything, apparently, but... S0 provides the data of a matrix divided into 9 sectors. These are 9 sectors. Okay, so you have 9 matrices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and these red lines sort of demarcate them. It's different for each test case. I think this one is the most interesting one because one of the lines is just 1 column tall, 1 row long, 1 row tall. So that's okay, that's pretty cool. But you always get 9 matrices, is that true? You never get a red line that doesn't exist, right? How many test cases are there? 20? No, there's a lot of test cases. 24. 25 including test case 0. Okay. Let's go back to test case 0. The symbols marking the sectors are P1 and P2. This? Represented by 167. So this is P1 and P2 in that order, or does it not matter? The X and Y coordinates of P1 are provided by S1 and S2 respectively. Wow. And the X and Y coordinates of P2 are provided by S3 and S4 respectively. Wow. Wow. No way. What? What? Alright, actually let's see what do these show. 178 is just the dash, so it doesn't really matter. 4 and 22. So this is row 4, column 4. The x coordinate of this is 4. The y is 22. 5, 6, 7. This as an x coordinate of 7 and a y coordinate of 32. Ah, okay. Okay. We're given a pointer reader here, which I think is really doable actually. Yes, we can check for the x value and measure it between these positions. For 1 and 3, these are the x values. For 2 and 4, these are the y values. If the pointer reader reads the position as between these two values, or not between, but 4 and 7, it will basically search in this range. And therefore, you can figure out that it is given by either 1, 4, or 7. Then, by checking whether it's between 2 and 4 or less than this or more than this, checking on which side of this quote-unquote y-axis is, can also tell us which column it is, and will therefore tell us which sector is it is in. Cool. Alright, so the first step is to definitely filter out all the dashes. So that's very simple. That's basically just testing for the value of 178 and throwing it away. We don't need that value at all. So let's just do that. Easy. I say easy because that's like the one thing I'll know how to do. Ta-da! Solved. Alright, moving on. Let's go. No, I'm just kidding. So 1 and 3 are the x coordinates, yes? 2 and 4 are the y coordinates. Understandable. Okay. Now, if it's not 178, because we will... What is that? That's 128. But that is a found character. So 178 is never a found character. Okay? I will assume that all dashes are non-characters. Okay. This is 167. We don't transmit that either, do we? So okay, so 167 is between y and this accented n. Okay, I can find that around maybe here. That's not the right one, is it? Hold on. Try to look for this y and this accented n is this y and this accented n here. The 167 is in the middle, but it's not shown up here. So we also have to filter for 167 as well. A very niche case, but still one we must get rid of. And I'm assuming 167 is never a found character either. Although it could be, in which case we just look out for red values. Oh, I was scared. I thought this was a 167. It's not. It's just an equal sign. Okay, so we don't transmit these either, but these will be detected. Why do these even exist anyway? It's like we don't have to look for them, do we? These will just give us those positions. If I expected to find the positions of these, which is honestly entirely plausible. Like honestly, this is entirely plausible as a problem we could be forced to find the position of this. Because there's a pointer reader that exists, we can always... but the issue is that we don't get the x and y coordinates, so there would not really be a way to get this. If there was, it'd be really challenging. Okay, anyway. Right, back to our initial idea. How do I convert its value into the coordinate? Now, okay. We also want another one of these to check for 167 before actually coming out here as a found character. This will check for any non-found characters, I guess. So, a found character, firstly, we must have a pointer reader to locate its position. I already have one here. We must also have the value itself, like this x over here. Actually, yeah, let's work on this x. Let's try and find out how we get to this x first. We need to first compare it with the 1 and 2 first, right? Or maybe 1 and 3, depending on which one I want. I think it doesn't really matter. We also need to produce its pointer location. So I guess a duplicator would work. Let's move this down so I have space. So this will record its position, and the position is what we want. The output, the value itself can just be outputted, honestly. That's it. Yeah, so, you know. Oh, and of course, I mean, of course, we can just put down these callers here. Oh, dude, is that lag? Please don't lag the game. Okay, that's the X value. These values have colors, but it doesn't really matter what color they are, I guess. Yeah, that will go down and produce this X in the right position. We need to turn something green, but a colorizer works just fine. This is in sector 2, which makes sense. Okay. So, stop setting breakpoints. Alright, how do we check for position? It's not that challenging. Not that challenging. Just check. Not that challenging. Let me think about this. Gates. Writer can set this bit onto a comparator. Not a comparator, just a gate at all, less and more than gate. Now, if it were a 4, we actually don't want to check for more than 4 or less than 4. We want to check it for more than or equal to. So we sort of need to subtract this by 1 before checking. Okay, so let's make some space here. Let's do this. It will do this first. Okay. Alright, this will give us enough space to work with, I believe. Right. Hello? Yes? Yeah, okay. This will give us enough space to work with. I'm pretty sure. You just shove this onto the side. You know, this entire space to work with this counter. Okay. Counter. First we need to check. I guess we have a lot of definers on the way, right? We're gonna need like 8 definers. We're definitely gonna need 9 definers. Yeah, 9 definers. That's probably fine. Actually, is it fine? I don't know. Is it fine? Maybe. 9 definers is extreme work though. How the heck am I gonna like pipe this to 9 whole definers? Do I have space? I guess what I could do is just add a nullifier and then pipe them all through. Yeah, I could at the very end just have a definer. No, actually, it's a lot easier than that. Why don't I just have like 9 definers that in a row? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. It's a lot of definers. That is... Actually, I don't know if that's going to work or not. I guess it might work. Ooh. No. I think it's better if I... I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out eventually. Anyway, I still need to figure out how to actually do the calculations first. So this one... Wait, pointer position does not translate to... Crap, pointer position does not translate to y and x values. We need to convert the pointer position into translate. Divide? Right? If I know every row has a certain number of cells, so let's say this row has 14 total values from 0 to 13, that's 14 total. I can divide that, can divide the position by 14, and it will round down. So, okay, 13 will round down to 0, right? So let's say we divide again, we split again into two possible outputs. An output for calculating the x and output for calculating y. To calculate the x, the y column, or we calculate the x coordinate, which is which column it's in, we divide by 14. I set a breakpoint here so I can just immediately go there and check. Divides by... Oh, I don't want to duplicate first now, hold on. Divides by 14. This x value is in position 9. So that should produce 0, correct? Correct. And for the y, we simply divide by how many columns there are. Crap. How many columns are there? Well, there's 672 values total. So, if I just did a bit of math and figure out how many columns, 672 divided by 14 is 48 columns total. So divide by 48. And that should produce the x and y coordinate. It's a y coordinate of 0 and an x coordinate of 0 is... no. Wait, no. It's not divided by 14. Is it mod 14? It could be mod 14. Wouldn't this produce a 9 here? Yeah, it produces a 9. Okay. This would produce 0 because it is in column 0. Wait, no it's not. Yes, no. Wait. Yes. Wait. No, it's in column 0. I can't do that. What am I doing? Position 9 is 9. Its y coordinate is 0 though. The x coordinate is found by... One is by mod and one is by dividing. Wait. The one is by dividing, one is by mod. Oh, that's so cool. By dividing by 14, you'll be able to get which y coordinate it's in. Sorry, yeah, which y coordinate it is in. By taking mod 14, you'll be able to find which column this which x coordinate is in. Because each of these... So if this is in position 9, it is in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... It's actually in the 10th column. So I think I should add 1. It's in the 10th column. It's... No, but its y coordinate is also 9. So I think a regular mod 14 for the x coordinate just works. Ooh. Dividing by 14 though will round down to the lower round, which gives you which row it's in. So this is in... I think it should work better with a larger number here. Let's try this C. That's his... What? Oh, I need to get rid of... Wait, what? What? Oh yeah, it needs to produce some output as well. Okay, actually let's have the output be here. There you go. So 102. We kind of already saw what happened there. Oh, this dash is not... Okay, fine. So this 102 is in position 77. That puts it in column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Column 6? Or column value x coordinate 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y coordinate 6. So we should see 5 here and 6 here. 7? Wait, which is 5? Which is 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on. Ah, crap. Can I write something down? Can I just put a y? I just gotta put an x here. So this is x. This is y. Okay. Shoot. Can you go away? Yeah, whatever. Go away. I want to see that x is pointed there. So, okay. Let's work on... Yeah, let's do this. 76 here is in... Oh, I see. Because of you're not counting your position. You're counting the position of it at this point in time, which is bad. That's bad. I need to subtract a few. Good reason why I should subtract a few, because At this point, we've already pushed in a couple more things through, right? Is it always 2 away? So because it is 76, it's counting for this 74th position. Okay, fine. Let's slightly change it then. So we subtract 2 first. This is a very edge case based thing. But you know, let's assume that all of these are... Okay, so we subtract 2 first. Yeah, let's just take this minus sign, this dash. This is in x coordinate is number 4. Y coordinate is 2, 3, 4. X coordinate is 2, 4. X coordinate is 6. So here we should see a 4, here we should see a 5. Yes, because we start at 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Then this 102 will subtract 2, and then it will be column 5. No. Yes. X coordinate 5, Y coordinate also 5. Good. Then all the zeros will go away. And then next time we see one is this Y over here. That Y is actually 86 is good, good. Is at 0, 0, column 6, Y coordinate 6, 0, 6, 0, 6. Okay, there you go. Now we have officially calculated the X and Y coordinates correctly. Does it work forever? Let's try another test case just to make sure. This guy, 343. Guy, I know all these values are wrong. Just get rid of whatever. 114. This is n accented n here. We'll be at 345. Subtract to 343. This is Jesus. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. X coordinate 7. 2, 4, 6, 8. Wait. 0, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. 24, 6, 724. Oh, look at that. Perfect. 724 is perfect. I do have somewhat of an issue with this though. It's going to take very long for these values to translate into a final output for the 5. Actually, I can do a lot of things to fix this. I don't need the subtracting 2 if it takes very long for these guys to actually output something. Can I test this first? Hold on. Where would this go? Stop going up, please. Let's go down. No. Yes. No, wait. Yes. Yeah, no. Okay, no, this is fine. No, this is not fine. Wait, is it fine? Yeah, this should be fine. Yeah, okay. What I actually want to do is actually have obstructor here that waits for a while. I don't need the subtracting 2 if this waits long enough so that the pointer will still be in the right position when the thing is calculated. Honestly, if I just waited for like 5 turns, I think it'll be okay here. Same here. So let's go all the way back to test case 0. Yeah, it's gonna take quite a while to get here. We do still need to subtract 1, I think. Yeah, because when the number itself comes out, the thing will be shifted over. So when it senses here, it will actually sense 1 more than usual. It will sense position 9 instead of position 8, where X actually is. Yeah. So I will still need to subtract 1. That's okay though. Alright. Now that we have all these values, we can do the comparator for these. Now for each of these, honestly, right, I only need them once because they only, like for each test case, you only need the values once. There will be a lot of conveyor shenanigans here though. So we will have to do something a little bit more fancy here. Actually, I don't think I need this at all. What will happen when the when this actually comes out here to be sent in is you have to wait until the position is also sent in the sector, which means that this doesn't actually have to be here. We can just wait for the sector number to come in and activate the next one. Yeah, which means that this obstruct doesn't need to exist here either, because the next calling won't come out. Okay, so that is simplified. Now we can do a bit of cool stuff. What I want to do here, let's get rid of these, is I want to write the values onto a comparator. This checks for the x value. I should move this down just to make sure I understand. This checks for the y value. So the x values are from 1 and 3, correct? 1 and 3, correct. We check for 1 and 3. 1 has to be subtracted because this checks for... We want to say that the first one will check for... The first sensor will check for less than a certain value. If it's less than a certain value, it will send it out and say, alright, there it is. And that value is given by whatever this is. So if that value is less than 4, in this case, which is what 1 will produce, that will be either 0, 1, 2, or 3, which means it's in sector 1. And I need that writer to basically write down here. I will leave a bit of space. So this will write 4 here. Good. And we can get rid of it. The next one will actually write more than. We're checking for now more than whatever this value is. So this value gives the x coordinate of this, which is... No, we still need less than. We're now checking for positions 4, 5, and 6. So it is still less than, right? So it's checking for less than... Yeah, okay, good. The reason why is because if anything were less than 4, it would already be drawn out. If anything were more than 4, but less than 7, it will be in this second column. So it will be drawn out again. So that would happen. So now you get 3 outputs for the x value. Good. Now that we have that value, the x value, we can now check the y value, which is actually honestly the exact same thing. However, how do we translate this into useful information next? Because after this, I'm still going to need to, based on the output, I need both outputs to actually work. Right? So like, if this and this... Yeah, no, this is fine. This is absolutely okay. Is this okay? The 3 outputs can control 3 gates, or whatever, honestly. Yeah, I can just get rid of them afterwards. Right? I'm pretty sure that's doable. Yeah. So like, I can activate a certain gate that will simply produce a number through like an export or something. In which case, this can all just go away. So I'm pretty sure after this we're done with the x and y values. I just need the wiring to work out. I can use blue wires because the red wire is kind of in the way. That's fine, whatever. And so... So, each of these can maybe each of these can attach to a certain set of certain one of three Y ports. Each Y port controls a selection mechanism for one of the three rows. So okay, let's get rid of these things because I already know what they do. What I want is three Y ports, which sort of produces a choice like this. And then a conveyor. I can't really do this. Sort of. Like something like this. And then a conveyor will basically activate based on which output shows up. I can just copy this 3 times. And each of these will be based on what these are. Right? That honestly seems okay if I can just get the rest of this to work out. Maybe I can. I think I can, okay. Okay. Can shove this downwards, I really don't need to do that anymore. That isn't really gonna save space. Yeah, I think this is okay. I think this is okay actually. And then the bottom one for the Y will basically activate the corresponding conveyor or the corresponding Y port depending on which column it's in. And then since there are no numbers, there has to be definer still. Crap. There has to be definer. That's the final step. I can't have them overlap at all. Oh, there's so much not enough space here. There's like so... Okay. What if I shifted this over here? That would give us some space. Hopefully enough space. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's shift this entire thing up. There's a lot of empty space here. I can do some stuff here. In fact, the stuff I can do here is a lot more than I think I can do. I can basically squeeze this entire thing a bit more. Do this. This thing naturally turns right, so I need the duplicator to turn left. The duplicator moves into the subtractor, which then moves into this duplicator, which does its job. This section... crap. This section goes here. Let's get you out of the way first. And this section can go here, I think. Then this goes here. Right? 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 Is this enough space? This looks pretty inefficient still. Like honestly, if I did this instead, I can shift this entire thing 1 down. I can shift this entire thing 1 up. If I shift this 1 up, I can shift this over by 1, shift all of these over by 1. This goes here. This can go over here. These can all write 1 below it. And we have saved some space. Cool. But no, I can't really save space because of this. So, okay, no, let's go back. Okay. I mean, I could probably save space here, but I mean, do I really need to save space here? I can always do this, which lets me shift this entire thing up here. That saves space. I don't know why I'm trying to optimize it right now. I just need to make sure... I can repeat the same thing here, honestly. Repeat the exact same thing. So this 2 and 4 will basically produce this. They'll write 2 above it, and then we'll have these less thans, or yeah, we'll have these less thans do their thing. Do some connection, do some fancy wiring, repeat. Now we have both sensors doing their job. The thing is, how do I fit the definers here? Because there is no way I can do that. I can put +1s in a row and then basically release the right one at the right time. That will be a bit challenging though. However, I think I have a brilliant idea based on the numbers. If no, it's the exact same as the definer, honestly. I can pipe a lot of them through the same set. So basically, one way I can do it is to just have a lot of +1s in a row, like 9 of them in a row. And based on which +1, based on which +1 it ends up in, it will turn and, you know, only hit a select number of +1s, which will give it its actual value. Obviously, I can't just do this though, because we have 2 different values to determine. That's the problem. 2 different values is gonna lead to some wacky stuff. Oh, you know what? I don't actually need a conveyor, do I? I don't need a conveyor. I can just connect this to the output, to the Y value. Yeah, what am I thinking? I don't need these. I just need to get rid of it at the very end. Oh, that's so much easier. That means I can actually push this up. Okay. Alright, let's get all of you out of the way. Let's do some big movement here. Here. These can write to one below them. Let's get rid of you, get rid of you. These wires, these sensors can simply just activate whatever's below them. And I can do the same here. Get rid of you, get rid of you. Move you here. Get rid of the wires. Get rid of the wires, get rid of you. You can just come here. Write 1, 1. And so this setup will begin... Okay. Whoa. I clicked the wrong button. Okay. Alright. Yeah, okay, good. We now have a lot of different things going on. So these wires are the ones that will activate the separate thing. So now this is more space. And there are no other things that can be affected by sensors here, so I can just pipe down like 4 separate wires. Actually, maybe I need 1 more on each. Ooh, if I need 1 more on each, that might be an issue, because that last one is going to be... Ooh, wait, hold on. That last one is going to have to do something. It's going to have to be... to check for more than this -1. The last one's gonna be a final edge case, which, you know, can't just activate on its own. It just can't just be a B, because everything will activate that. Okay. Maybe that last thing doesn't actually need to work either, because these two will only activate the first 2 conveyors. The last one won't activate any conveyor, and there'll be a natural channeling outwards if these 2 fail. In which case, I won't actually need a 3rd sensor here to activate any 3rd conveyor. Okay, so the initial property of no 3rd conveyor here corresponds to a property of no 3rd conveyor here. Or the other way around, Yes, alright. Cool, we have wires now. In fact, let's try color coding them. Blue wires for X and red wires for Y. Or is it the other way around? Let's actually do it the other way around. Red for X and blue for Y. I think that's more intuitive to me, so I will do that. I want to check if this works or not. Yeah. What? Yeah. Okay. Good. Very good. So, right, what did I say I wanted to do? I wanted each of these. Alright, so in the first case, I want there to be a Y port that adds nothing. So that adds nothing and multiplies by 3. No. This is... Wait. 0, 3, 6. These are all multiples of 3. Okay. Hold on. Let me think about this. Can I do this, each of these iteratively? These rids control Y values. Okay. For each of these Ys, I can probably set a starting point. The thing is, I do need a last Y value, otherwise... Yeah, the thing is that how do I activate the last Y if there is no final conveyor, no final sensor? I can't really do that. Although I can set a starting Y that will do it for me. Yeah, okay, so we'll just have a singular Y first. These controls the Y values. So we'll add either 1, 0, 1, or 2, and then pipe it downwards. Okay? So this will add a 0 and pipe it downwards. This adds 0 and pipes it downwards. That's all we need. This will add a 1 and pipe it downwards. Okay, and at the very end of this thing, I guess I could... I mean, which one? They're all gonna take the same amount of time, right? So to be fully honest, I only need one of them to just activate the Y port on its own, yeah. Okay. So... okay. Y port doesn't produce anything first, yeah. Alright, so let's think about the Y port later. We'll figure this out when we can. In fact, maybe this bit can be the one activating the Y port, honestly. Doesn't really matter to me, it just has to be activated at some point in the future. Anyway, this will pipe it down after adding nothing. This will pipe it down after adding 1. And then the last one will pipe it down after adding 2, which adds 1 again, basically. And maybe for... yeah, that. We need one that does nothing and then pipes it out. So this does nothing and pipes out the value, which will just push this forward into the output. So this will check for the Y value. Yeah, if it's on the smallest Y value, it does this. If it's on the next smallest Y value, it will pipe down only after a +3 has occurred. Okay, this can actually be pushed all the way up slightly. Yeah, so we can have more space down here. So we will have a +3 here to increment by 3. Same here. And then another output here, which is indicated by this value. So if it's in the second one, it will +3 and it will be just outputted. Right? Yeah. And if it's in the last one... Ooh, hold on. Hold on. Little weird thing going on here. There must be a conveyor here as well, which does that. And then another one that does this. And then just the last one that does nothing, that just adds 3 one more time. This wire, this red wire, has to be able to reach this conveyor. That's fine, that's doable, that's completely doable. Honestly, it doesn't have to be the same color. Yeah, in fact, like, because these only correlate to these two, right? They can both be red. Or actually, they can be blue, whatever. Let them be blue. This is the one that can be red. So this is the one that can be blue. That connects to all three of these, which is fine by me. Okay. And then this last one, if this is activated, we'll push this there needs to be an add 3 here. Otherwise, they'll all be led to a final +3. Oh, actually, you know, it's a lot easier. The conveyors still need to work, but the +3s can be added later. The other conveyor can just be here. That is connected to this wire. There can be a +3 at the very end that all of them go through together. And the last one needs to add 3 twice, which is entirely fine, it's entirely doable. You can just do this. Nope. I need to add a wire down here, Okay. We can maybe like disjoint this a little bit just to see the magic happen. Without, you know, we can optimize for space later if we wanted to, but I just want to make sure it works first. And then all of these will pipe upwards. They all turn right, so this is fine. Into here. This can activate the wire like here or something. There you go. Alright. This is what I think should happen. So the 124 goes here. It goes there. It does its thing. This is too fast, right? It's too fast. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Can get rid of you. Or move you away. You can take a rather long trip here before activating it. I don't really mind the delay. So 124, these will start activating the conveyors first, right? Sure. So this 0 will activate this conveyor. This A will activate none of the conveyors. So it will not activate any of these. And it will go straight down here. We'll add 3 twice, which puts it in sector 6. It's the opposite of what I want. I have led it to conclude in this position, where I want to be in this position. So it's the other way around. This should be the one that adds 3, and these should be the ones that add 1. Right? Yes, should be. So that adds nothing and adds 1 twice, which sends out a 2. It needs to be green. Oh my gosh, it needs to be green. Of course, it's not that hard actually. I can just put a green value here. This is so pointless, but sure. Okay. And then really all I need to do afterwards is pipe them all into here. And then I think look, I need all of them to also... Can they all turn up? They can all turn up actually. I can just get rid of this one. So they will all turn upwards like this, I'm pretty sure. And I can add a conveyor here. So for the part that goes in the center, it will turn up because it will turn right and it will follow this. Otherwise it will go all the way down at 2 and then go up. So just to demonstrate, this will do this, this will add 2, and it will go this way. And then it can connect to an output like this. Actually, hold on, if this wasn't there, it would go in the wrong direction, right? Yeah, unfortunately it would go backwards, which is bad. So there you go. It needs to actually have a conveyor here. And there you go. This can call out immediately afterwards. In fact, can this be called even earlier now, as a result? If so, I can just connect these two, and we can save a lot of time. Or is this too fast still? No, there's a colorizer here which actually perfectly delays it just enough for the conveyors to start working. 2, okay. This, I don't even need it anymore. I want to put a breakpoint here just to check. This 178, is that an issue? Why is it an issue? Why do I need this? I don't know why I would need that obstructor. Why did I need that obstructor? I don't know. When it goes here next, every number has been correct so far, which I like. 1C7 goes in and it's perfect. Yeah, this works. Does it work every single time? I don't know, but this is my machine. Very easily I can... I could shift this up by 1, but I don't want to. I'm gonna shift this over by 1 to center it a little bit. Yeah, I think this is my final machine here. Cool. If this works, it works. Yes, 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 yes! Oh my god, it looks like it was working for every single one of them. Nice. Oh, that is so cool. Now that is very, very cool. Wait a minute, what? What are these? Are these faster than usual and slower than usual? Maybe. I guess they are. I don't know why my best is this. This is the average of all? No idea. What is challenge like? That is pretty big, but not... Okay. I think it might be doable if I tried hard enough, but I probably won't try hard enough. You know, honestly, I can just save a lot of space by just shifting these in by 1. Making like a matrix of my own. Like, look at that. That works well as well, doesn't it? Just kidding, apparently it doesn't. Oh, I think I know why. It's because these are slightly faster than usual, which corresponds to these being a little bit delayed. Okay, fine, I'll do that, I guess. Sure. Well, here's your machine. How long did it take? No idea, I haven't seen the video length yet. But alright, it works. I do like this level. This is a very unique level. Actually, most of these pointer reading levels are very different. I think there was one around here that was also very special. But yeah, Matrix Reader, very cool, very cool. Alright, next episode we'll be moving on to Ranger, because I'm pretty sure we're done with 1 episode here. Yeah, spend 50 minutes on this. This is definitely enough for 1 episode. What the heck? Who is the one who's doing this in 6-digit cycles? That's insane. But alright, cool. I guess, yeah, this is pretty normal. My percentiles are really bad though, so a lot of optimization to be done here. That's fine. I probably won't do that. I'm just really focused on solving them themselves. Alright, so yeah, now that we're done with this, next episode we'll move on to Ranger. Cool. We'll see what that is all about next episode. Until then though, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.